He said the way my blue eyes shined, but those
Hey guys! So I'm going to do a May favorites video of some products that I've been using regularly that I really love and would love to share with you, as well as a really short haul video at the very end. So let's get started. Typically I use Shiseido's Sun Protection Foundation in SPF 42. And while I love it, it doesn't work that well for me over the summer because no matter how much sunblock I put on all over myself every day, I absorb the sun like nobody's business. Just so you know, this is me without a tan. What I found last year that worked really well for me is this Urban Decay Urban Defense Tinted Moisturizer in SPF 20 that is also paraben free. So here's the product. Even though it's a tinted moisturizer, it's actually pretty thick. So while I like to use a really light liquid foundation with the Shiseido product, I like the fact that for a tinted moisturizer, this is on the thicker side because I find that most tinted moisturizers, at least for me, feel like too liquidy. They just feel like they easily melt off within a few hours. This one's called Force Field. It's a pretty dark shade. I think there's just one other one that's darker than this, and it works really well for my skin tone. One thing to note, I've read a lot of reviews on this product from some other women, and one big complaint that I do see is that the line of colors available for this product have a lot of orange undertones to them, and that is true. In my case, it happens to work really well for my skin. This matches to my kind of the rest of my body area really well, unlike most foundations that are a bit too light for me, including the Shiseido one. This product isn't moisturizing, so it should not be a replacement for your own like moisturizing routine. This product also tends to create a lot of shine, but I cancel that out easily by just lightly dusting a bit of my Laura Mercier mineralized finishing powder just over my T-zone, a little bit above my cheeks and my chin. I should also warn you about the packaging design is pretty bad. I don't know why Urban Decay usually has package design issues, including with their Urban Decay Primer Potion, which is so popular and famous. Everyone knows that their primer is just a pain in the ass to get out. Anyways, a couple of complaints about the packaging, so I just took off the cap, and as you notice, the packaging is entirely opaque. Now, what does that mean? There's an ounce of product in here. I have no idea how much of the product is left in this container. Also, the way this product works, so you depress this top, but the problem is it's very, very stiff. So what ends up happening is you like push down until it moves, but when it finally does move, it pushes down too far and you get a lot more product than you'll ever need. You want to take a very gentle hand when dispensing it. The next product that I am loving, that I am also wearing today, is a new blush. This is a big deal for me because I thought I found my holy grail with NARS's Amour blush. I wore Amour pretty much every single day for about a good year, but I like to switch things up when I can and play around with different colors. So I was excited when I discovered this Bobbi Brown blush in the color Nectar, and it's a powder blush. And here's the color. This blush is what I've been wearing pretty much every day for the last month or so. It's got a lot of pigment to it, so I apply it with a light hand using my stippling brush. It's really pigmented, it goes on smoothly, it blends out really well, and the color, at least for me, just I love and am in love with, and this is definitely a really good contender for my NARS Amour. The next product I want to rave about is the Bobbi Brown Natural Brow Shaper, which is essentially a brow gel, but it's colored. Most other ones are translucent and just for shaping the brow. It comes in this cute little package, and mine is in the color Mahogany, and it's what I'm wearing right here. The way this product works is you take out the wand, and it looks just like a mascara wand. Because the bristle looks a lot like a mascara wand, as you're filling in your brows, it tends to fill in with a very natural effect. This color also works well for me. My hair is naturally brown. It isn't black, but this is not as kind of red brown as some other colors that I've seen, and it's kind of a more gray brown. So it just works well for me. It's in between a black and brown. Keep in mind, this isn't the product to use if you have to shape your brows a lot every day. If you have to do that, you probably should stick with your eyebrow pencil or your brow kit and, you know, angled brush. This has cut down my routine a lot. I just take the wand and just lightly fill in. If I apply a little more than I need, then I'll take my brow brush from Sephora and just kind of wiggle it around on the color just to take a little bit of it off. So I think the name of it is a bit misleading, Natural Brow Shaper. I like to think of it as Natural Brow Filler. So those are my main favorites. Moving on, I have a few items that I bought recently. As I mentioned, I really love blush. It just gives me the sort of dimension that I need. I decided to buy a couple of things on Ulta.com. They had some Smashbox blushes. I've never used Smashbox blushes, so I thought I'd give it a try. And this is the packaging, and it's in the color Paradise. So I kind of took a chance by buying it online since I couldn't see it in person. I couldn't swatch it. Here is the color. And here's just a light swatch. It's a lighter shade of coral than this Bobbi Brown color for sure. Bobbi Brown and Nectar, Smashbox and Paradise. There's obviously a lot more shimmer and glitter to this, while this one is totally matte. While this one's more peachy pink, this looks more peachy gold. It looks pretty fun. If you guys follow Pixiwoo, you know that Samantha of Pixiwoo recently came out with a line of brushes called Real Techniques. I picked up two brushes. First is this powder brush. The thing to notice about these brushes is they have a very long ferrule. The ferrule is this metal part of the brush, and that's actually the name that's also used for paintbrushes. You never want to get water down the ferrule itself. You don't want water going in this way, you don't want water going in this way. And I think this will help with the washing process. I won't have to be as kind of paranoid about getting water inside the ferrule, since there'll be a lot of opportunity for the water to just hit and stream down. Also notice the base, it's quite thick. The reason for that is they're kind of designed to plop down. To be honest, I prefer a thinner brush. I have my own brush holders, so I'd rather be able to like plop these in without it taking up too much real estate, but I can totally live with this. The brush hairs are all synthetic, so these are totally animal cruelty free, which is always good, and the brush hairs feel really soft. I haven't used it yet, but I'm really happy with how they feel. Putting on makeup shouldn't be an uncomfortable or painful experience. This is a powder brush, and I will use this to apply powder, maybe for a light dusting of bronzer on the ends. So I will definitely put this to good use. The other brush that I got was this blush brush, which I'm very excited for. This is the blush brush, and same design, really long metal ferrule and thick base. What I like about this blush brush is the shape of the hairs. I love the fact that it's really, it's relatively thick and full, but it has this nice shape that kind of comes to a tapered point. And the reason why that's so nice for me is I use a stippling brush to apply my blush. This brush will be able to pick up more color than the stippling brush. The tapered shape of the hairs will just make it really easy to apply this to just my cheekbones without it getting everywhere else. The shape of this also will lend itself to being a good contouring brush for applying bronzer. When I do put on bronzer, I do tend to make a fish face and just contour underneath the cheekbone, and I think this will be just perfect for hitting that spot. So very excited for this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.
I hope you think my favorite song